All right, Padres pregame thoughts. Padres and the Rockies, the series opener tonight at Coors Field. Seth Lugo on the mound for the Padres. And this is going to be an important start for Seth. And I think the most important thing is because I think the Padres will be able to score some runs tonight. The most important thing for Seth is to have some distance, get some length out of Seth in this outing. Because if you look at the bullpen situation, is Hader going to go back to back to back days after throwing 31 pitches yesterday? Is Robert Suarez going to go back to back to back days when he just came off of the IL? Is Steven Wilson going to go back to back to back days? He has 39 pitches in the last 2 days. Those are the Padres' 7, 8, and 9 guys. So I think we could see Seth Lugo go 7 if everything's working good. And then in the 8th and the 9th, they probably go Tim Hill and Tom Cosgrove. Or does Bob Melvin want to trust Brent Honeywell or Luis Garcia? Probably not. I think the fan base would want him to probably go Hill Cosgrove there. I don't think they want him to go to Nick Martinez either. But that would be putting 2 lefties out there. But again, you just got to get a win. Find a way to get a win. If you have to screw the matchups because you're not confident in guys and you'd rather just go with Hill and Cosgrove, then you go with Hill and Cosgrove. If I had to pick one of the 3 to pitch today, Hader, Suarez, or Wilson, not who I want to pitch, but maybe who would be available, I would probably go with Steven Wilson. I'm going 10 pitches yesterday, which was less than what Suarez did, less than what Hader did. But, maybe if they go with Wilson, if Wilson is made available, maybe they have Cosgrove go close it because maybe they don't want Wilson closing the game and they like him based on matchups in a certain spot. Maybe the save comes in the 8th inning and not the 9th inning, or it comes in the 7th inning and not the 9th inning. So I am very interested to see how this bullpen situation plays out today for the Padres. And Ha-Sung Kim, he is back in the order. Did I say my underdog fantasy pick? If I didn't, higher on the strikeouts for Lugo today. 5 punch-outs, higher on that. Lineup-wise, Ha-Sung Kim, he's not going to let soreness or pain keep him from this Padres lineup. He is DHing, and he is leading off. So not playing the field. I think that's probably Bomel restricting Ha-Sung Kim for playing the field, just trying to be a little precautionary there. If Ha-Sung Kim's going to tell you, Bomel, I'm ready to go, you're going to put him in the lineup. He's been arguably the most valuable player on this Padres team. But he has the ability, obviously, to say, okay, let's, middle ground here. Let's meet in middle ground. You'll be in the lineup, but you're not going to be playing in the field, all right? But that also means now that Matthew Batten is playing first base because Matt Carpenter, they're not putting him in the lineup, right? That goes back to the urgency thing. This team definitely has urgency. They know they need to win ball games. So Batten, he is the guy that is going to be playing, not Matt Carpenter. Crony's at second base. He's hitting 6th. So the lineup tonight is Kim, Tatis, Soto, Manny, Bogarts, Crony, Sanchez, Batten, and Grisham. So with Kim DHing, that means that one of the catchers, in this case it's Campusano, he's going to be on the bench and he's not in the lineup. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Campusano pinch hit at some point if the situation calls for it. But yeah, there's the pregame thoughts. I mean, it's an important game, obviously. Will the Padres be able to win 4 games in a row for the first time this season? If they can do that, then they will be, 1 game under 500? And the fan base will probably start to believe a little bit more. But again, I may have mentioned this on the show yesterday. That's why I say again, is this Colorado Rockies team, is this a series that Padres fans should be really taking a whole lot from? I mean, they did just trade C.J. Cron. They did just trade Randall Grichuk. And even with those guys, the Rockies aren't a good baseball team. So how much should they take? I think what Padre fans should be taking from this series, regardless of what happens, is the result. Just win games. If they win the series, be happy. I think a lot of Padres fans think that the Padres should be sweeping this series, and I don't blame Padres fans for thinking that. But it is Colorado. Some weird things can happen. So win this series, and then maybe they can take 3 out of 4 against the Dodgers over the weekend, back at Petco from Friday to Monday, or you split that series. But how many more splits can this Padres team afford to have, right, in those 4-game series? So I don't know. It's just going to be an interesting series. Maybe the weather's not going to cooperate very much, or sometimes there's going to be a delay. At some point, there's going to be a delay. That's what it feels like is going to happen this week. So don't be surprised by that. Deadline, on the trade deadline front, haven't heard anything really. Buster Olney, he did tweet something earlier today about the Padres. They're out in the market checking in on outfield DH help, relief pitching, which is what they should be doing. Maybe you want them to add a starter, maybe push Lugo to the bullpen later in the year. That makes sense. But yeah, adding to the bullpen, because I trust, the top half of the bullpen, but it's the bottom half that gives you some serious concerns, obviously. So bullpen and adding a bat, that's what this Padres team needs. So we'll see what happens. I'd be surprised if AJ doesn't make a move, and I'll keep you updated, obviously, on social media at Talking Friars, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on Threads as well, but I'm not on there all the time. Twitter is definitely the place there. And obviously here on this YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Post-game reaction coming up after the game.